Thank you all for being here. My name is Jamaine Cripe. I'm a member of Maplewood's Township Committee, and I am a citizen of the United States, a military brat, and someone who understands the ideas around occupation and war and trying to stop people from doing things in a militaristic way. But I'm 52 years old now. I can't, in good conscience, think that the way that we're handling things is the way that we should be doing things.
That's right.
There was some movement forward when the ceasefire happened. Hostages were released, conversations were had. And that is the way we have to start looking at this scenario. A few weeks ago, actually about a month ago, I said something during one of our township committee meetings that was not very kind. I didn't acknowledge the fact that people were hurting, and I just stated my piece, because this is how I feel about things, because as an American, and you know how we are, we tend to just put our faces forward because we are the uber power a lot of times in the world. However, I didn't have any skin in the game. I hadn't talked to anyone who had family members who they knew were not going to come home, that just went to work that day, that had people who had jobs that they couldn't get to safely because some random government decided to put a fence around where they lived to force them to get permission to go to their fields to raise the food that fed their families, that stopped people from speaking out when they're hurt. When you do something wrong, you should have the right to say, hey, you hurt me. That's not right. And being told that you're going to be put in jail for speaking out against the government. I also am someone who can read and can see the news from more than the sources that we're told that we get our news from. Counting on the American sources for news when there are plenty of other people who actually have folks on the ground, family members, other news sources from other countries that are willing to show the scary, not so pretty parts of what's actually going on in Gaza. And I can't, in good conscience, sit here and just pretend that me saying one or two things is enough. So when I was asked by the organizers, and I had probably a dozen people come to me and tell me, don't do it. Don't speak out. It's gonna blow up in your face. I didn't get into this role, and I didn't run for this position to be popular.
That's right.
I did it because something needed to change, and voices that had been silenced in our communities were not being heard. And if I have to speak up in that place, and if that costs me my role as a member of the committee, sacrifice worth it. I didn't do it.
That's right. That's right.
I'm not here for popularity. I'm here because there's people who are dying, who are organizing their family gatherings so that when the bombs land, the entire family dies together.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
If somebody decided to roll into South Orange and Maplewood and just take up stakes and say, I have a flag, this is now mine, we would lose our minds. Why is it okay for that to happen in another country? Why is that fair? That's not justice. And I am openly condemning the Israeli government for their stance and for their position to just move into a neighborhood and claim it as their own. You don't get to roll into someone's neighborhood and take their stuff and then get mad when they push back. That doesn't make any sense. Help me be a better world citizen, because as long as this is happening, I can't sleep comfortably. Yeah, I grew up a military brat, but the military way of doing things in the 21st century is the old way. This is the 21st century. Ceasefire now. And if our politicians are not willing to do it, then we need to go to Trenton and scream at the top of our lungs, ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Bombs are not the way to as human beings and to become better people for our children and for our children's children. We have to stop the bully way of going about the world and government or government legislation and government operations. We cannot keep doing the same things over and over again and expect a different outcome. We have to stop this. So please write your politicians. Please call your local government officials. Please show up for things like this that are so important, even on a day like this. It's not beautiful, but we don't have to worry about being able to go home and know that our home is still going to be there and that our family members are not going to be in trouble. So please continue to fight. Thank you for asking me to be here. I don't know what all I can do to help, but I'm on your side. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
And ceasefire now.
Yes, ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now!
We pay you
Ceasefire
guys too
now.
much money to be our politicians to continue to go about things the old way. Politicians are supposed to be diplomats. Do your job.